What if I told you fear was just an illusion, that you can either forget everything and run or feel everything and rise? There's a choice here. And Tim Ferriss has a great perspective. He calls it fear setting. And it's about setting your fears like you would set goals, so that you set them and you analyze them and realize what is the worst case scenario based on the circumstance, based on what you're doing, based on what you want. Because when you do that, then you bring fear to the surface. I mean, just imagine that you have a young child and they're not feeling well. So they're screaming and crying, and, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to cooperate. But meanwhile, you have no food in the fridge. So you need to go to the grocery store. So what are you going to do? Are you going to take the child with you, screaming and yelling and crying, into the store? Or are you going to not get food? Of course, you will take the child with you. You will take them with you just like you would take fear with you. Realize in psychology that there are only 6 emotions, and one of them is fear. We have sadness, we have joy, we have anger, we have disgust, we have excitement. But we have fear for a reason. It keeps us safe and secure. Back in the day, or back in the times when we had to run from animals or stay safe, or perhaps there was natural disasters and we had to fear helped us stay alive. We had to do something to stay alive. I mean, if you went into a forest and saw a bear, you immediately would start looking left and right, left and right, left and right, and you'd be looking for ways out, because you need to survive. And survival mechanism kicks in right away. And by the way, this is one trick that I've learned from a great psychologist at Harvard, that you can look left and right rapidly, just with your rapid eye, rapidly looking left and right whenever you're feeling fear or doubt, and it will diminish it. Simply because that's what we do when we're fearful. We will scan left and right, looking for an outlet. Whether it's a bear or a lion or something that can attack us and hurt us, we will look left and right so that we can assess the environment and realize what is an outlet or way out or a safe place for me to go. Because survival is one of our number 1 mechanisms. We only want to eat and drink and procreate. Those are the 3 primary things we want. But meanwhile, we have fear built in, and we have something called the amygdala. It's a tiny little thing in the middle of our brain. And the amygdala is the flight or fright mechanism. And you can avoid it just by recognizing what you're thinking and feeling. Today, we don't have to run from things. You're probably not in environments where you're going to be threatened by an animal or being attacked or being killed. Most of us aren't anyway. So you don't have those kinds of fears. You have fears of things in the future. So the way we attack those is by fear setting. We go ahead into the future and look at those fears and assess them, and then reflect at what the worst case scenarios would be, and would we be able to survive, and what are some possible solutions. Tony Robbins says that, we always have resources. We just have to be resourceful. So how can you be resourceful when there's fear there? It's always going to be there, and it's always going to come when you least expect it. But if you recognize it, and then you can do something about it, and then you can move through it and take it with you, like I was saying earlier. So if you can take fear with you and feel comfortable with it, maybe your heart will pound a little bit, or you'll have some butterflies. But the bottom line is, you will take fear with you and move through your life and your day and accomplish things. Years ago, I had to take fear with me because I was running a student painting business. And I remember I was trying to do a job that I wasn't even qualified for. And I tried to do it, attempted it several times, didn't succeed, and I basically had to put my tail between my legs and go and tell the customer, I cannot complete this job. We've wasted your time. We've, made a mess, and now we can't complete this work because it was stucco in a ceiling, and we couldn't do it. We weren't qualified. So we had to back out. But I had to take fear with me, and it was pretty scary at the time. Now I reflect back on it, it seems like it was nothing. So you can take fear with you. Fear is part of our biological makeup, our psychology. We have to use it to our advantage. So instead of letting it control us, we can control it. If you want to use fear setting like Tim Ferriss did and crush fear like a pro, there's a link down below. You can just grab that link, grab the tool, grab the PDF, and you can do some fear setting. It's like goal setting, but it's for fear. And today there's so much fear, so you can overcome it. So it's a link in the link below. Just grab it, use it, and implement it. So once again, fear is one of our 6 emotions. It's there for a reason. It supports us, it keeps us safe, but also it can control us and limit us. And instead of letting it limit you and having limited beliefs around things, you can just take it with you. Know that you're going to feel some trepidation, you're going to feel some anxiety around it, but if you really want the outcome that you're going for, you intend on having it, you have an intention, then you're going to have to take fear with you and realize that you can either forget everything and run or feel everything and rise. And when you feel everything and rise, that's the better way. Why? Because if you forget everything and run, you're going to come up against that fear again, and then you're going to have to deal with it then. It's not going to go away. That's the way life works. If you are challenged with something and you have some fear and doubt around it and you back off, you'll see that it'll show up again. You'll get the nudge to do it again. You'll get to try it again, and you'll see. It'll keep coming until you finally step through and do it. You learned how to ride a bike. There's probably some fear around riding a bike, falling, skinning your elbow or your knee, but you did it over and over and over again until you finally started gliding and you could balance and you got control. Years ago, I had to go through some fear, and I had a choice to make. I was walking home from hockey, and I had a hockey bag on my back, and I had a hockey stick, and I could either walk way around the neighborhood, which would cost me another probably 10 minutes or so, or just cut through the forest. And actually the reason why I was walking home is because my father forgot to pick me up. But anyway, I walked all the way home, which was probably half an hour or more, and then I had a choice. I could walk through the forest on this trail in the dark, pitch black, or go around. And at that point I was so tired and so exhausted that I relinquished, and I walked through that forest. I took fear with me, I walked through the forest, and I got home sooner. And I put that bag down and I felt pretty good. So you can take fear with you. You just have to do some practices, learn to understand what fear is and how it can benefit you, and then use it to your benefit. All right, so hope this video was advantageous for you. If it was, you leave me a comment, leave a like. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thanks for watching.